just have to collaborate here and here. So today's agenda, we shall have opening prayer and anthems, then report from the outgoing chairperson, report from the outgoing guild speaker, the guild president, awarding session, we come to swearing in, handover, 2 speeches from the incoming guild speaker, incoming guild president, remarks from the dean of students, and remarks from the vice chancellor. So I'm going to request Honorable Bashaba Patience to step forward with Honorable Ainomwez Martha to lead us in the prayer and anthems. Let's all of us stand up.
Good evening. Let us humble for the anthems. Oh, Uganda, Nigoya Podi, we lay our future in thy hands. United, free for liberty, together we'll always stand. Barara University, succeed we must. With God's will we shall make the best of us. Let us unite and cooperate to build a nation in different sectors. Our pride and ego must we shine forever, and we'll be victors. My alma mater, long live Barara University, ultimum viva.
Let us humble ourselves and we pray. Almighty God, we thank you so much for this afternoon. We thank you for we are here as Barara University Guild leaders. We thank you for the grace that you have given us to carry on the authorities and the weapons that you give unto us. We thank you for the 34th Guild House. We thank you for the 35th Guild House of God. And we thank you for the wisdom and courage that you have given them to carry on the powers that you've given them. And Almighty God, we pray that as we gather here, we ask for your guidance. We ask for a peaceful ceremony. We ask that you will bless each and everyone that is going to speak. And we ask that you will bless the incoming leaders. And may you give them courage and in everything they do. We thank you for the leaders that you have given us. We know that leadership comes from God. And we ask that you will take us through and you will bring peace in the hearts of every individual that is in this place. We thank you so much. And we ask that you will guide us through in everything that we do, Lord. We ask that you will come and take full control. In the mighty name of Jesus Christ, I've been able to pray. Amen.
Thank you so much, for coming for today's function. First and foremost, you'll forgive us for starting late, but it's all because of us not keeping time. But as well as our guild president-elect had some challenge along the way as he was coming. I'm told that he knocked a border rider. So we pray that he can calm down so that by the time we finish this function, everything is set. So we are going to have an adjustment in our today's program so that we can try to shorten each and everything. So we are going to give only 3 minutes to the chairperson of Sports Union to give a brief remarks. Just 5 minutes, you summarize your speech, and in case you're on the program and you're going to speak, try to step forward so that we can try to summarize. So the chairperson of sports, is she around, or you have 5 minutes? 3.
Our esteemed guests, you're very much welcome, and the audience at large, you're welcome. Good evening, all of you. I'm Nakainga Stella Vicky. I'm the outgoing chairperson for Mast Sports Union. So, as the Sports Union, we assumed office on 31st January this year, and approximately we've been in office for 7 months. So I would like to take all this opportunity to thank all of you that have been part of this journey, especially the sportsmen and sportswomen. Thank you very much for enduring in these 7 months. We've achieved a lot and we've gotten a lot of challenges, but you've been persistent, so thank you very much. So in my speech, I'm going to talk about 2 things. I'm going to talk about what we have achieved on the on-campus games and the off-campus games. So in the on-campus games, we were able to successfully organize interfaculty games that ran through the 2 semesters, which included soccer, netball, table tennis, lawn tennis, badminton, basketball, plus indoor games that included Scrabble and chess. I would like to thank all of you that participated, where we had the Faculty of Applied Science winning almost all the games. I would like to thank all that rendered support, those that came and were cheering for their teams, and those that gave us monetary support. Thank you very much. Still on campus games, we have been able to partner with different organizations to renovate the basketball court at the town campus, that is Beyond Basketball Foundation and Watoto, to give us new boards and dreams. And we partnered with Mr. Vincent Mutahunga and Pastor Graham of Watoto to give us the boards. Yeah, we also partnered with our fellow, Mr. Gilbert Walava, who is the president of Connectify Uganda, to organize certain opens like the Tennis Open and the Scrabble Open, which increased awareness of the sports at the university. I'd like to thank all of you that participated in those games. Thank you very much. So for the off-campus games, we have been able to participate in several circuits for the rugby team, which included Masaka, Fort Portal, Kavale, and we qualified for the national Western Sevens that were recently concluded in Fort Portal. So all rugby players here, thank you very much. We also organized a few trips for board games, mainly Scrabble, whereby the Scrabble team was able to travel for different national tournaments, after which 2 outstanding players were chosen to represent Uganda in Nairobi, Kenya, for the East Central and South African Scrabble Championships, and we emerged second. Thank you very much. I would also like to thank my cabinet, Miss Imi and Mr. Amos, for everything, plus the faculty representatives around. Thank you very much for all the work you've done for the union. It's been a very great honor working with you all, and I'm very honored and humbled to have worked with you all. Thank you very much. Then lastly, I word to the incoming cabinet. We've tried to relight the sports in must. Please don't go back. Don't stop where we have stopped. Please continue harder. There is a lot to be done. There's a lot that has not been done, and there's a lot to be invented. Please don't sit back. Please don't sit back. Sports needs you to be active, and you are not alone. We have a loving sports tutor, Mr. Benson. He's always around to help you. Please, if anything ever gets challenging, if you ever feel like you're giving up on sports, please don't, because aside academics, sports is something that will help us improve physically and mentally. Thank you very much. I remain Stella Vicky Nakainga, outgoing chairperson of Sports Union.
A round of applause to the chairperson of the Sports Union and our team. Thank you so much, Miss Stella. I didn't capture the surname very well, but we appreciate the good work. I'm going to give brief remarks from the Speaker's office. And first and foremost, I want to congratulate the incoming Guild government in your respective capacities, led by the Guild President-elect. It's on that same note that I want to recognize the following people that I've been working with. To start with, the Deputy Speaker, Right Honorable Mushabe Thomas. The Guild Clerk, Honorable Ahumza Precious, together with the Chief Whip, Honorable Ainomwez Martha. I appreciate all of you in your respective capacities for your commitment and unwavering support towards the 34th Guild House. I also extend my sincere gratitude to the university offices and departments, starting with the Office of the Vice Chancellor, for the encouragement and endorsement of our initiatives that boosted our confidence and strengthened positive change in this mighty institution. The Office of the University Secretary, for your continued support and dedication to the success of this institution. The Office of the Dean of Students, for your guidance and commitment towards the students' welfare. The Office of the Academic Registrar, the Legal Office of the University, the Office of the University Bursar, and the Procurement Office. Our term of office started way back in September 2022, and it is today, on 11th of August 2023, that it's high time to hand over to the 35th Guild government. Throughout our term of office, we managed to achieve a few things which we believe that they have had an impact to the students, to the Mass Students Guild. And point number one, we had the Students Guild workshop that was held on 28th of January 2023. It was a mindset change program through the Office of the Speaker and the Dean of Students. We appreciate that kind of mentorship and orientation workshop, and we look forward to the 35th Guild government to also pick a leaf. Throughout our term of office, we have held 3 Guild Council meetings, and 2 of the 3 meetings have been duly paid. There is no member in the 35th Guild government who has not received his or her allowances. The 3rd meeting, which was not paid, we are all aware that it was an abrupt meeting, and we are trying to do amendments of the Guild Constitution. As far as I'm aware, that meeting has not been paid up to now, and I'm sure the Guild President, together with the Minister of Finance, can as well testify about that. Point number 3, amendment of the Guild Constitution. The Speaker's Office, in partnership with the Minister of Justice, Honorable Nyamutale David, I'm going to request you to step forward. The Masked Students Guild Constitution has been fully amended. I want to make this very clear to the 35th Guild Government, and the same constitution was presented to the 34th Guild House on 1st of June 2023. The honorable members approved the 2023 amended version of the Guild Constitution. Therefore, the Students' Guild Constitution will not return to the House for any further discussion. On the same date, it was then presented to the Students' Welfare Committee, the successful completion of the constitutional amendments process, a work that was started in the 32nd Guild Government. At this moment, the newly amended constitution has gone through levels of approval and is only awaiting the minute of the University Council, which shall be done on 1st of September 2023. So we don't expect more amendments coming from the 35th Guild Constitution. In regards to the meeting that happened on 1st of June, everything was concluded from there. And I'm sure the Dean of Students will give more clarification on that. Point number 4, we had the Guild House empowerment. Throughout our regime, each member of the 34th Guild House received a Guild corporate shirt. That is why you see most of them are smart today. Each Guild member received a Guild corporate ID, and we hope that for easy identification and empowerment of the members, we look forward to the 35th Guild Government also having some few benefits out of these achievements. Point number 5, the Office of the Speaker has always been known of organizing the Guild elections, and on 17th of July 2023, the same office organized the 2023 Masked Guild elections in line with Article 9 of the 2017 amended Masked Guild Constitution. We organized a peaceful, free, and fair democratic election. The elections of GRCs were done on 28th of July 2023, and on 4th of August, we held the Guild presidential elections. There were no petitions, and we are grateful to all parties that played an instrumental role to achieve this success in collaboration with the Electoral Commission. However, we've also faced a few challenges, and definitely we've always tried to handle these challenges internally, and we hope that within my report I've made it clear, and I hope the incoming Guild Speaker will read through those challenges and see how to address them. Recommendations to the next regime: 1, you need to enhancement of more orientation and mentorship programs for leadership training. Number 2, the Guild House is increasing in number, and therefore we would wish that we have purchase of public address system or installation of sound systems in the main auditoriums for effective communication. Number 3, initiation of Guild dialogues together with mass convocation to understand the university structures and policies. I remain Jordan Bakwatanisa, the 34th Guild Speaker, and I've always used the quote that the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of convenience and comfort, but where he stands in moments of challenge and controversy. Thank you so much. You can have brief remarks from the outgoing Guild President.
Our chief guest, the Deputy Vice Chancellor in charge of academics, our Dean of Students, the Guild President-elect, the PRO of the university, the new student leaders, and the outgoing cabinet. A good evening to us all. I'm much humbled to be here today to hand over tools of power to the new Guild President-elect. I congratulate you all, the new GRCs, the new cabinet, but most importantly, the Guild President, and the Guild Speaker. Thank you for all your endeavors, and we are proud that you finally made it, and you are most welcome to student leadership at university. To the outgoing speaker, I really want to thank you so much for the free and fair elections conducted. I think it's among the few elections that have taken place without petitions. I remember during my election, we had a petition that pushed us for some good days without swearing in. But I really thank you, and I still thank your speakership chambers. Just like he mentioned, we took over office in September last year. Actually, elections happened on 30th of September last year. From October till date, we have been in office. A lot has been achieved, a lot has been learned. Allow me to take this honor to invite the Vice President and the Prime Minister to come and give me company as I start my speech. She has been the Vice President of the 34th Guild House. She has been representing students at the University Council, and I really thank you so much for all your efforts. He has been your Prime Minister for the 34th Guild government, and most times he has acted as the Guild President. I really thank you so much. I want to thank the Cabinet and those that are present. You can rise up shortly. It's our time, we shall not rush. We can decide not to hand over and we still go. The Cabinet that is present today, I really want to thank you so much for the efforts, for your lobbying capacity, for everything you have done for the students' community at Mast. I thank you so much. We have gone through thick and thin. I remember when I was taking over office, we had a loan of 32 million that we managed to clear. And it's at this point that I want to tell the incoming Guild President that you don't have a loan in office to start with. During our term of office, the first activity that was quite a bit tricky was the Freshers' Ball. That we all know it's one of the activities that students look on to. I want to thank my Minister for Social Affairs. You can still wave to them. Amid these challenges, I did not crash with him during the Freshers' Ball. The Dean is a very good witness to this. We started that Freshers' Ball without a single coin. The incoming Guild President, I think he will pick a leaf. We didn't have any single coin till the last 3 to 4 days. We had our internal mechanism through the Dean's office. Silently, we successfully had the Freshers' Ball. And it was a peaceful one. At that Freshers' Ball, I still want to thank somebody. My vice president is the person who lobbied for Uganda AIDS Commission, and we were able to receive 2 bulls on that Freshers' Ball. I thank you so much. So it was a Freshers' Ball full of meat and entertainment. I know we can smile, but we all know where there is food. Those that come first eat. Those that come late, we are a bit sorry. But at least we were able to witness, even when you move around the compound or the campus premises, you will see students putting on T-shirts from Uganda AIDS Commission, and there were quite many. Still on that Freshers' Ball, I thank the Minister of Social Affairs. He knows what happens to us. What happened to us, MTN Pulse had promised to give some funding. We were almost confiscating their property. But we kept calm. I really thank you, Joshua, that at least we didn't tarnish the university's name, even when we were disappointed. But we kept calm. We have had several activities. Yes, I talked more of Freshers' Ball because it's one of the challenges that you're going to start with. A lot of activities happen, the workshops, the health week, but all these activities would start without resources. And somebody will keep asking, but we hear your government had a lot of resources. I can assure you are coming to the same, where people will keep telling you there are resources. When you ask the bursar, he tells you, we can see money in the system, but none of you can access the money. So it has been a learning experience. I keep borrowing a leaf from the previous guild president, Justice Mugenyi Kizito. He keeps telling me, I didn't achieve a lot in the guild government, but I got experience. I think I can learn an organization. Not just because of any other thing, but the hurdles we face in leadership groom us to become better and qualified leaders in society. My cabinet has had few meetings when it comes to mandatory cabinet meetings. There were quite few. Most of them were not paid. But some of them, I tell them that I have sat in very many university council meetings and I have only been paid twice. So one would ask as to why the full university council is not receiving meeting allowances, yet it is actually the body that governs this university. But it is known to own a guild, even Senate, even council. Resources have been quite scarce. This has taught me a lot. As a student leader, trust me, if you want to succeed in this university, you have to use your soft power. When I talk of soft power, I don't mean the very many strikes. I don't mean the very many compliments that really want to show that you're quite right, but there is a software. It is most known by ladies. If a lady wants something from you, they will tell you softly and silently, without showing that it is quite important, but at the end they will achieve it. It's the same soft power that I want to tell the incoming leaders. I am so much thankful that I have concluded my regime without clashing with the Dean of Students. I have concluded my regime without clashing with any university office. The good thing you are coming, most of you hear a little of my testimony within the university administration. Be it the deputy dean, I've not had a crash with anyone. But it doesn't mean that I've not had challenges. And it's known that they have not had our challenges. But we have moved on smoothly. It's an experience that we get. When I went to UNSA, I learned that actually MUST is close to USA. And when I mention it, some people smile. The president of the US concentrates more on outside issues outside America, more than issues inside America. You hear the US government having conflict resolutions in very many countries, but you keep wondering, when do they actually focus on their internal issues? MUST is a university, we don't have a lot of population. But when you come to leadership, you realize that we have actually had some of the greatest leaders in student leadership. Yet we actually an underfunded budget. It's a spirit that I want you to take up on. It doesn't mean that when you have a budget of 24 million, you can't stand at national and speak sense. So I really call upon you, the new leaders. It's my point of focus this evening, because I know I'm not going to have more time to speak to you. But MUST is more of the US government. You'll find yourself concentrating more on outside activities. Yet internally, you also have issues that you can tackle on. But I have worked collectively with my team. I really want to say this without fear or favor. Most guild governments would conclude when the president and the speaker are a bit parallel. I want to say it without fear, that I have concluded my government when I can still smile with my guild speaker. Even when we have a few challenges, even when the Prime Minister is looking for a lot of lobbying, we still had internal understanding. And that is what has driven us through. You'll understand the good thing you have come. There are internal fights that do come. There is a lot of propaganda that is said that so-and-so has taken money, but I can assure you, it's quite little money. We have tried to lobby here and there. We have connected the university to Mbarara Corporate Club. We paid for that money, and the Student Guild actually participates. Each time organizations meet at Mbarara Corporate Club League, the Student Guild is represented. It gave us partnership to link with very many companies. Let me start with my Minister of Environment, if he's here. He's the first person who opened for us channels with the Lato Milk, the Pearl Dairies that is just here in Kolanoria. And during his launching of the Environmental Club, Lato Milk sponsored us. You have seen some sports activities do happen, and we get nets from Mbarara Corporate Club. And we are now lobbying as partners. A lot. She has been representing us at the cyber school. The Minister of Persons with Disabilities can testify. We have students who have acquired gadgets, laptops from the cyber school. And this has happened because of working as a team. And I'm so much glad that we have still concluded our regime as a team. Even when we have small challenges, they don't keep us and shy us from giving one another a smile. So I really urge you that you have come into guild office. You are much privileged that I am actually still having office at UNSA level. There are only 2 activities that I want to start with. My government has not benefited from UNSA, but lucky enough for you are going to benefit. The money of UNSA comes in September when secondary schools are going to do UNEB. The people that helped me succeed at UNSA level are actually not going to benefit. You are the people that are coming into office in September. So we are going to start with the Kalichogalas. You know how long we have taken without having Kalichogala in this university. And the whole point has been resources. This time round, we are going to do a Kalichogala that is fully sponsored by UNSA. I last time talked with the guild president, trying to tell him, on 3rd of September, the alumni are coming here to vote or cast elections for their mass convocation. It's high time we tap in such opportunities that are coming with September. If we position ourselves right, we could actually get some lobbying from the alumni that are coming here. It's quite a big body. If utilized well, a lot can be achieved. The last activity that I'll have here at MAST, we are going to host all guild presidents of this country, both tertiary institutions and universities. My whole target is, if you are willing to campaign at UNSA level, this time round people are finding you home, the electorate. They are finding you home. Those that are willing to participate, please, you have a platform to dialogue and make harmony with the rest of the guild presidents. Otherwise, I really wish you the very best in your term of office. It's quite unfortunate that your budget was cut during my regime. I will not hide that. You don't have a lot of money. The best you can do is lobbying. No one should lie you that most of your GRC meetings are going to be funded. I am as open as that, and that is what has kept us alive. But if you can lobby, if you can utilize very many people that come to this university, then you'll be able to achieve. To the outgoing people, we have served and we have run our term of office till the end. Student leadership is a stepping stone. We are going to have National Youth Council elections coming in 2025. We are going to have other many things that do come with student leadership. My only humble advice to you is, we shouldn't give up. Master has given us a platform, and therefore we can't keep it low. When I was going to UNSA, I paid 2 million in the name of the university, just because I wanted to be somewhere. What Master gave me was enough. And I want to still tell you, what Master has given you is enough. We can start from there and be better. I thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much, our guild president. We have had some adjustment. We are going to item number 6, which is swearing in first. And as by the Constitution, we are going to begin with the Guild Speaker first. So I call upon the incoming Guild Speaker, then you take over officially. So, Anyine Jonathan, you can step forward. Come with your Bible.
I, Anyine Jonathan, swear that I shall discharge my duties as Guild Speaker of Marine Science and Technology Students Guild with all honesty and to the best of my ability, abiding fully by the Constitution, so help me God.
See, we have the same height. Eh? First, we assume the deputy speaker. Then you call the president. From the deputy, you call the GRCs. After the GRCs, first call the deputy. You're the one who has in your deputy.
Yes.
Let's have the two deputy speakers, outgoing and incoming. Handover, no. It's not handover. It's no, you are not as in her.
I'm supposed to swear in.
Yes.
As guided by the Constitution, I'm going to swear in the Deputy Speaker with the outgoing Deputy Speaker as a witness. This is abiding.
I, Malinga Miliketi, swear that I shall discharge my duties as Deputy Guild Speaker of Mbara University of Science and Technology Students Guild with all honesty and to the best of my ability, abiding fully by the Constitution, so help me God.
At this point, as the Deputy Speaker takes on her gown, I'd like to request the elected GRCs of the 35th Guild House stand up with your Bibles and prepare for the swearing in. Sit in front. Honorable Semfuma, kindly come and receive the swearing in forms and distribute them so that we can make the process faster. Yeah. The 34th Guild Speaker Emeritus tells me there are enough swearing in forms for everyone, so kindly, when everyone has their form, we shall stand up at once and have our swearing in. Does everyone have their form? I'll check that as a yes. Kindly let us rise and swear in. Faculty representatives for Sports Union, including the chairperson and finance secretary of the Sports Union, kindly receive forms too. We are going to swear in at once because we are quite out of time. Yes, at this time I hope that everyone has their form. Does everyone have their form? If you don't have a form, kindly raise up your hand. We shall secure you one. All right, you can share with your neighbors. Let's raise up at once. Honorable GRCs. The first row, kindly come in front and you represent the rest. They took it behind, they took it. See a second here. Which one now? Yeah, right hand. We shall all go at once.
I, Agre Akatwishuka, swear that I shall discharge my duties as a GRC postgraduates of Mbara University of Science and Technology Students Guild with all the honesty, and to the best of my ability, abiding fully to the Constitution, so help me God.
Honorable Olivia, I'm told you raised your left arm using while swearing in, so you will swear in at once, afresh. If you held your Bible in the wrong arm, kindly keep standing. The rest you can take your seats and sit down. You can come in front.
I, Kanyesije Olivia, swear that I shall discharge my duties as GRC Secretary, BBL of Mbara University and Science and Technology Students Guild, with all honesty and to the best of my ability, abiding fully by the Constitution, so help me, O God.
Yeah, not I don't. Yes, at this point I would like to congratulate you, Honorable GRCs of the 35th Guild House. You're now no longer GRC elects. Clap for yourselves. The next part of the program, we are supposed to swear in the 35th Guild Cabinet. It is quite absurd that the cabinet is not full to capacity. At this point, I would like to request the members of the cabinet, the honorable ministers, stand up with their forms and Bibles for swearing in. Yeah, come in front. We have Arinda Daisy as the Vice President. We have Ainemba Shifra as the Deputy Prime Minister. The vacant position is the position of the Prime Minister. We have Akatwijuka Agri as the Minister of Education. We have Ninshaba Wilbrod as the Minister of Social Affairs. Ainemba Merisi as the Minister of Off-Campus Affairs. Agasha Brian as the Minister of Campus Affairs. Amchaire Bright as the Minister of Health. Gwambale Edgar Kaheru as the Minister of Information and Technology. Mugabe Simon as the Minister of Environment. Ainebiona Brinton as the Minister of Finance. Harun Swed as the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Public Relations. Ayabari Elvis as the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs. Ainomwezi Martha as the Minister of Gender and Guidance. And lastly, Nabiama James as the Minister of PWDs.
Let's come to the podium.
Ask these people here, please.
Let's have the Vice Guild President and the Deputy Prime Minister, since now he's in charge of Prime Minister role. They will swear in independently. The Deputy Prime Minister and the Vice Guild President.
All right, we shall swear in at once as a group, and since you're a smaller number, expect us to be in sync. We shall swear in at once. Edgar, lead the crew.
I, Wamba Edgar Kahero, swear that I shall discharge my duties as the Minister of ICT of Mara University and Science and Technology Students Guild, with honesty and to my best of my abilities, I bind fully by the Constitution, so help me God.
Yes, thank you so much. You're now sworn in as the ministers of the 35th Guild Cabinet. You can kindly take your seats. the Deputy Prime Minister, and the Vice President, kindly. All right, we shall have the Deputy Prime Minister first because she currently holds the office of the Prime Minister.
I, Ainembaraz Shefra, swear that I shall discharge my duties as the Deputy Prime Minister of Mbara University of Science and Technology, Students' Guild, with all honesty and to the best of my ability, abiding fully by the Constitution, so help me God. I, Kanchiriho Arinda Daisy, swear that I shall discharge my duties as the Vice President of Mbara University of Science and Technology Students' Guild with all honesty and to the best of my ability, abiding fully by the Constitution, so help me God.
At this point, I will invite the Guild President-elect and His Excellency, the 34th Guild President, to come and witness the swearing in of the 35th Guild President.
I just want to see
First right here. Right here now. Yeah. This is for Guild President. This is for me.
You still affirm instead of swearing in.
Yourself, and you look this way.
It goes like that. Yeah.
It's supposed to be.
Yes.
I, Chiemba Musa, affirm that I shall discharge my duties as Guild President of Mbara University of Science and Technology Students' Guild with all honesty and to the best of my ability, abiding fully by the Constitution. So help me God.
it fits.
So you're not smiling, yeah? Yeah.
So, as you all know, the public relations of our university are very important, and our dear senior, the university PRO, says she didn't capture my swearing in. So we shall redo it as guided. Yeah.
So you put on the gown again. Put on the gown again.
This.
He has to be in the gown.
Put it settle for good.
But you're not smiling. Thank you. Now dress up.
At this point in time, I hope it is all clear to us that on the day of awarding, on the day of swearing in, we have two speakers during that meeting, and therefore I officially take over as the speaker of this meeting, preside over the meeting. I would like to invite our dear Dean of Students to give a few remarks, and then we shall have the awarding ceremony later. Thank you. Let's clap for him as he comes to us.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Our Vice Chancellor today, Professor Nixon Kamkama, the outgoing Guild President, His Excellency Bill Clinton, and your executive, the incoming Guild President, His Excellency Musa Chiemba, with your executive, the outgoing Speaker, Right Honorable Jordan, the incoming Speaker, the outgoing and incoming officials of the sports union, the outgoing and incoming members of the Guild Representative Council, other student leaders in your various capacities, EIT TV and other members of the media present, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me, Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, to welcome you to this audience of your students as we are ushering in the 35th Guild regime and also witnessing the handing over of the 34th Guild regime. Like the outgoing president has mentioned, I also wish to congratulate the Electoral Commission for having conducted an election that has made this handover possible. Chairperson of the Electoral Commission, as a university, we are indebted to you for your understanding and patience and conducting and pulling off an election that was coming with a number of challenges. One, that is the first time we are having a second semester running between June and July, and therefore, for those of you who are interested in national matters, issues of end of financial year and the beginning of financial year impact a lot on our resources. Two, because we are running a crash program trying to catch up for the lost time during the COVID lockdown, we have had to have an election in a semester of 15 weeks rather than 17 weeks. That has also had an effect. and above all, a time when funds were not easily forthcoming for the reasons I had mentioned because of the changes in the financial year. That notwithstanding, because of the understanding of you and your team, we have been able to get this far, and for that, once again, I thank you. I also want to congratulate the outgoing regime of His Excellency Bill Clinton. It has been very good working with you. It was a good experience, and your entire executive. I want to thank you for selecting a good team to work with in the first place, because in addition to having taken on the role of the chair of Uganda National Students Association, the team you left behind took on the mantle. We worked with them. They did make the student activities run, and I do congratulate all of them. I won't mention the names, but it has been a good team to work with. You are not a novice in leadership. You have already previously and currently expressed your potential to lead your colleagues in the right direction, and no wonder they entrusted you with the role of being the guild president. And it's not going to be a simple task, but leadership is not for the light-hearted. I believe you will be able to cope with the task at hand. For those who are keen on following the global geopolitics and economics, including the national economic trends, Mbarara University is a public university, and therefore the owner of the university is the government. And therefore what the national leadership of this country guides influences our programs as well. And therefore when we are talking of financial challenges, we must know that we are working within a broader framework of what the country is trying to manage. I know many of you are more up to date with the current affairs than possibly some of us. And therefore our expectations from the incoming regime is calling for calm, patience, and giving you assurance that on the side of the Dean of Students and management as well, ours is an open door policy. Whenever you have issues that you want to discuss, you walk in, we shall listen, we shall put our heads together and see the way forward. Because we believe that there is nothing like such a problem. There's no such a problem that has no solution as long as we are willing and able to put our brains together to see how to address the problem. There's no such a problem that has no solution. It is the willingness to resolve the problem and solve the problem that matters most. Management is willing to address whatever problem is at hand, and whatever solution we come up with, we believe will be for the good of Mbarara University, will be for your own good as student leaders, and above all, will be for your own good as students at Mbarara University. Because you have been elected as student leaders by virtue of being students. And therefore, you must also know that whatever you deal with in whatever framework, first and foremost, you are guided as a student of this university. I also want to thank and congratulate all those candidates who presented themselves for the election process. Are there any guild presidential aspirants that are in this audience? We take note of their willingness to avail themselves to offer leadership to the university. That alone presents them as winners. Not having won the election does not necessarily obliterate the fact that they were willing to take on the mantle. And for those who have not been able to come, when you meet them, tell them that we appreciate their gesture of offering themselves as leaders. And I also extend my message to them through the incoming regime. If they hadn't contested with you, possibly you wouldn't be the winner today. I don't think somebody elected and unopposed will have the same glamour like somebody who was able to defeat 7 other opponents. So it is because of them that we are also celebrating this. We are time bad. We should have started this function 1.5 hours earlier, but we have been able to be made aware that of the challenges that we are at hand. The Vice Chancellor is running many other activities concurrently. He came from one function. He has to go to another to the same function also to close it. But by the importance that he attaches on the students of this university, by the importance that he attaches on the guild leadership, he could not afford to miss seeing you handing over, seeing you coming in office, and also giving you his words of wisdom. With those remarks, I take the singular honor to invite you, Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, to address the remarks. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Dean of Students, Mr. Emmanuel Chagawa. Yeah, for the opportunity. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I want to begin by congratulating Your Excellency, the outgoing Guild President, for ending well. You know, my mission is just simple, to end well. Thank you and your cabinet, and I liked your speech. By using the word soft power alone, summarizes everything. On the same note, I want to congratulate the incoming Guild President, Your Excellency, Musa Chiemba. I started getting in touch with them even before the campaigns. And others, I want to congratulate you. Together with your cabinet, your vice, the prime minister, members, we only have 2 presidents in this room. Yes. Thank you so much. And of course, leadership comes from God. And accepting take over the mantle is not for every individual. So we welcome you as management, Mbarara University of Science and Technology, together with your cabinet, and we are much willing and ready to work with you. Because at the end of the day, we should know that we are one. That's the most important thing. The Guild Speaker will congratulate you and the incoming. Yes, we are all in it. as Mbara University of Science and Technology. Yes, students, I want to recognize you because we are here because of you. You've been told that I have another function, those who are aware, the Innovation Week, but I think this is more important because we must move the university together. But the other one will end. Tomorrow we shall be together, move together. So, this is the right group, and there was no way how I would have missed this opportunity to come and interact with you. Yes, force in the digital world is no longer an issue. Energy has been replaced by, of course, many other issues, technology, the soft power he has mentioned, it's a knowledge economy, where critical thinking should take the lead. Networking and engaging and lobbying, those are key issues the leader should put on the table. You know, it's not about those whistles. They don't work. And I want to say it's no longer a big fish that swallows a small fish. It's now the fast fish that swallows a slow fish. Can we be fast in thinking? It's not about your size, it's not about your energy, it's not about, but these are soft skills, the level of agility that will take us to another level. So, as leaders, especially the new cabinet, the new team, let's work together. Open door policy. By the way, my office is always open. Remember when I was engaging His Excellency and others, Jasper? Yes? Yeah, I was engaging them, even on WhatsApp. Let's meet, come to my office with, no, we are going to meet you in a demonstration, or we don't. Oh, it is very difficult. So, members, open door policy, as the Dean of Students has stated it clearly, let's discuss. Let's have issues. If there is a problem, we can solve it. Where there is a will, there is always a way. That's the most important thing. My office is always open, and I like dealing with students. I've been dealing closely with the vice and all the cabinets. They are my friends. And his leadership, by the way, is the only guild president we've not sat in the office to discuss issues. For him, he has been handling his matters. And I congratulate you. You've never come to my office. No. But I normally engage and deal with the leaders. And they are my friends. So please, let's work together. You, the new leadership, you need to interest yourselves with governance matters in this university. That's when you will appreciate that there are challenges that are beyond us. As we talk, we've been struggling to run 3 semesters in 1 academic year because of post-COVID effects. Yes, and after this semester, we shall be able now to run normally. That's why we are starting in September, receiving first years, and we move smoothly. So these are the issues we need to share with you to understand, so that you can understand. And as we move, we should always share these problems. Leadership is full of potholes. How do we maneuver? All of us, we must work together. Where there is a need to push, let's push so that the vehicle can get out of those potholes. But if I'm already in a pothole, but you are hitting me, how will I get out of that pothole? We need to work as a team, and we are available. Now, of course, you talked about the budget cuts and whatever. Yes, those are issues that are beyond us. Unfortunately, there is also something coming up. World Bank, those who have been reading, teach you what? Where they are threatening even further cuts. We need to understand these things. Those issues where probably the new leadership can help us. So work together to address, how do we address it? How can we get a solution to this? You know, your own contributions, they go to the consolidated fund. And surprisingly, they end up even cutting students' money. We've discussed with the outgoing guild president. Is it possible for the guild to negotiate and lobby to have an independent bank account? This is something we can focus on, so that you pay it your account. But the moment any money lands to a consolidated fund, it's beyond our control. This is something you should work on. It could be, of course, you can work with other universities. You have the forum, I believe. Can you work hard to address this problem? Because if you paid your 20,000 and it is reduced 5,000, that's what you get. And if anything, you are not supposed to fund the government. This is your money. You are not supposed to fund the government. It's your money to manage the guild affairs, activities. I just want to appeal to the new cabinet. We've discussed it even at council level. We need to begin from there. And I'm ready to support you. Let's see how we can address that problem, so that when there are budget cuts, the guild money is not affected. Besides, your contribution is little. Yes, I think you must have benchmarked how others are paying. Besides being little, we are few. When you look at Makerere, stock will go 50,000 students, 40,000, blah, blah. Must 5,000. Even if a Makerere student is paying 10,000 times 40,000, that's a lot of money. But for it could be 20 times, it comes to how much? It's little money. So you need to think about it. But the most key, the very, very key issue, let's see how we can negotiate to have the independent bank account. It will solve all your problems. And it's you. With that one, probably we shall work together. We shall work together and solve this problem. Yes, I want also to congratulate Sports Union for achieving what really that's a lot with these financial challenges which cut across the whole country. Thank you for representing MUST, because MUST is everything to us. You know, when you get out of these gates, wherever you go, you become a public creature. But they will ask you, you are from where? Mbara University. It still has a reputation, by the way. One day will tell you, Mbara University students don't tolerate the nonsense. They don't participate in strikes. Discipline, 100%. I think some of you have been, you know, when you demonstrate and you say, yeah, when you tell the people, our students are friends, say, no, not Mbara University, maybe BSU. Because they can't believe that Mbara University participates in what? Please. And of course, another thing, the best doctors and teachers. That's what I know. Please, let's keep the name. It's an invisible asset that will sell you out there. Where you'll hand over your transcript and they give you space. And I don't believe our doctors even can float. No. They are respected. We also want the same go to school. It means our teachers, our engineers, and other programs. So let's use the soft power to address our issues. Let's not wash our dirty linen in public like what is happening in FDC. You picked this, I didn't pick this. You this. You can imagine. Assuming now government is given to FDC, what would happen? That's why we are. Let's remain cool. Let's suffer like gentlemen. When you're a gentleman, you have to suffer. You behave like a gentleman. Even if something is biting, you have to pretend that you're okay. Because we are saving our name for the future. We don't want a situation where you go for interview. These are the hooligans from Mbara University of Science and Technology. Don't shortlist. You can imagine. Because of that, I also want to really take this chance to tell you that, stand up, gentleman. That gentleman, are you doing with legal what? That one. I think he has done a great work. When he was presenting your constitution, top management council, people ask, are you a lawyer? Did a great work. It's very knowledgeable. And that's what we want. Yes. So, as I conclude, I want also, you've been told that I'm in charge of academic affairs, but I'm representing the VC. We are all here because of academics. We want transcripts at the end of the day. And I want you to succeed. And if you look at the trend, all our guild presidents have been performing well and graduating. Yes, but in other universities, because of business schedules, you find that the guild president is not graduating, he has retakes. I want to congratulate you. And the previous guild presidents, they have been doing well. So, members, I know this year you've been so busy, crash program, but it's not our own making. And at the same time, some of you, we've shortened your time in a university. Yes. Of course, it is costly, but we have no choice. We are all in it. I'm requesting you to work hard. But there is a vice which we must fight, all of us. Examination malpractice, impersonation, forgery. Now we have dismissed 10 students from the university forever. Those who forged examination permits. Yes, it's a criminal case. You can imagine chasing or dismissing a 4th-year medical student. Go home. 2017, we dismissed a 5th-year medical student after forging those who are there in the logbook. If you are forging at that level as a doctor, then what will happen when it comes to a patient? Please, the new leadership, help us to address this problem. Let's work together. Tell your brothers and sisters, colleagues, please, you rather apply for a date here, it is better than forging just examination permit. Let's not go there. And I just want us to work together to address this problem. Because you can imagine, after 5 years, plus 6 years, plus 7 years, go home. Where do you go? Please, it is something he has been, of course, he has been a member of the Regularities Examination Committee, and he has helped us a lot. But let's now, members, let us create awareness. Let's try to die as gentlemen. If I don't know, let me fail. It's okay. Rather than going with cheats, writing on thighs. It is very difficult to check now, lady, please open you and I check. How? So, members, I want to thank you so much. I want to congratulate you. Mara University Management is behind whatever you are doing, but we must work together. If there is a problem, give me a call, even if it is midnight. Instead of saying this red word, brother, whatever. Brother Thursday. Don't work. Instead, just call me. Where are you? I'm here at Las Vegas. Can we meet? And I also give you a cup of tea. We discuss. Instead, yes. Where are you? I can pick you. And we discuss. Instead of now sending me is threatening. So, thank you so much. Thank you for the arrangement, the organizers, Dean of Students. Thank you. I remember there was a cabinet that had refused handover, but really this has been so smooth. He has told you that you are not inheriting any loans. We thank you. We congratulate you. You've exhibited the best leadership. Because even in council we're discussing, how do we pay these loans? Who told you today to get these loans? But it's a clean, of course money has not been there, but if you've picked what he has been saying, they managed to get their money through lobbying. Yes. Cows. So, please, let's work together, and we are always available. My office is always open, and we shall work together. Thank you so much. Succeed. We must.
Thank you so much. Another round of applause for our dear VC. I'd like to invite one of the honorables in the house, Honorable Elvis, to get us an extra seat. There is. All right. Thank you so much. We shall recognize our guests of honor later in a few minutes, but as we bring the seat and as we continue with the program, at this point in time, I would like to give my speech.
Just a request that we take a group photo with the Vice Chancellor and we let him go to another function. So we can interrupt, have a group photo, and then we come back to our seats.
All of us?
All of us, because we need it for the record. It's not every day that you are going to have receiving the instruments of power and handing over power, and when you share the photographs, maybe they can be part of your CV in the future.
And maybe before we stand up, I would like to put to our notice that our guest that has just joined us is none other than the woman member of Parliament of Rampara. Yes. We shall have the privilege to take with her the photo on the outside. Members, let's come for the group photo. Thank you.
That's what I did.
Fire. Alvin around the beat. We storm with did our body. We believe with the job we stand. With the talk, them me think, with the mad, with the pretty balangata, them me fraud, the way hard, the ever to riaga, the babuka in party. Trouble with the cars, with the light, with the spread, with the way, with the day, with the lady. Fire, fire all over, the explode. Zona, nito baburade. W, ED, we Uzi. Fire,
Alvin Brown Beats.
We stoner, we did our body. We believe with the jar we stand. With the talk, them me think, with the mad, with the pretty balangata, them me fraud. The way hard, the ever to riaga, the babuka ni party. Trouble with the cars, with the light, with the spread, with the way we make it, with the lodi. Fire, fire all over, the explode. Zona, nito baburadi. W, ED, we ED. W, ED, we ED. We did with the meaning, I'm with the set, them follow with the road, with the friend, trade and trade. Bring you to the word, with the people, with the gun, the Korea hand, no kundo morundi. Need to have a fundi with the head, we did the Toria billboard with my band, we bandy, chocolate candy, Shangomo Akedi. Today is my baby, love high end. Ore chumekeria tarmeria kandi yo my GG good come twaru mu mood, you're all I need, something on your seat. With them hard and ready on the road. Yeah, out and Michigan, Freak Styles, Zabi on the beats, Shosha, yeah, fire.
Alvin Brown Beats.
Instrumento. Turn up, weza DJ puro Tivine nje shomba turazachiro Ninyenda kusuna nyowe nariwe shchuro No hurry tizine mwechechiro Hamashemerane minji kasini kenjino Erizoba nipate tokrasigino Chakwa tombabiro I want to dance with you Iwe, otani sabororo Tivie musquiza mwirima Otani sabororo Kish catch them jump toro Otani sabororo Tivie musquiza mwirima Iwe, otani sabororo I want to dance with you Make a sack and make a bigger one Leave a little distance otamunyiga man Otakabe chazo kamuje makando Otamunyizo kamuremesa mazina bambi Nubarijirizo kuba harwe Otamuremese chikiri no muchakaze Zigzag Zaba boys mutamere ati Leka kunterga, kosa kumperga Man, akantu kabakari Yevzabu zorugo mugabza koma DJ Tungura kompakti Nano kamrema nyowe ganchemo weed Iwe, otani sabororo Tevie musquiza mwirima Otani sabororo Kish catch them jump toro Otani sabororo Tevie musquiza mwirima Iwe, otani sabororo I want to dance with you Sistari kakunda visari kakun shoma mu bujega ndi omurasta hakire noza kunkakasa noza n'okukimanya okunde mu rumerika nosha nakimara owunkushobora omuziki gwamukyamura ekyakanamba yakaruba konkagwa mbabura yahindura omuchapta ati ninyenda kusina nyowe nariba ekicuro noharurede tuzinemu ekiciro amashemero ni mingi kasi nikenjino erizoba nipate tokurasigino kyakwata omubabiro I want to dance with you iwe otanyisa buroro tebiyemu squeeze omwirima otanyisa buroro kishkete muchomtoro otanyisa buroro tebiyemu squeeze omwirima iwe otanyisa buroro I want to dance with you turn up weza DJ puro tibinenje shomba turazaciro ninyenda kusina nyowe nariba ekicuro noharurede tuzinemu ekiciro amashemero ni mingi kasi nikenjino erizoba nipate tokurasigino kyakwata omubabiro instrumento noha ondijore kanye noha ogumero mutuma noha ondijore kanye noha ogumero mutuma noha.
I would like to invite transparency and inclusivity. I'm deeply humbled and honored to stand before you as the newly sworn-in Guild Speaker, entrusted with the responsibility to lead and represent our diverse and dynamic community. Allow me give a brief, really brief history of what brings me to this podium, and I believe from this history we can learn and take home a thing or two. On that January 2022 was the day I stepped foot in this great institution, and I remember having an argument with my mother the previous night about what time we were going to drive to Mbara because I wanted to arrive at campus earlier than the rest. My reason for wanting to come earlier because I wanted to have an advantage above the rest of the year ones. And this trick actually worked. 6 days after I'd stepped into campus, I was elected the chief fresher of the 2021 cohort, and I still accredit my preparedness for winning the race. I had 10 other opponents. As a chief fresher, that guild government and got to learn how the guild operates and organize several events, and most importantly, I did something that chief freshers had not done before, that is mobilizing all the year one class presidents under one umbrella, share the challenges and ideas. With membership of the 33rd Guild House, it opened a box of many opportunities. I founded an innovation village mass community that was taken up by Mukosa, the Association of Mukosa. I founded a poetry platform called Kelele because I was very passionate about poetry. I became the speaker of the Burantere Association and later became the speaker of the Ngonga Association. And I, together with Ainemkama, Kenneth, and many other people, revamped and brought out the light of the HIPROA and the MPP organization that deals with, that tackles the issues of HIV and gender-based violence. I became the chief editor of 3 successful magazines, which helped me improve my writing skills. I served as the Uganda Pharmaceutical Students Association assistant coordinator, and later served as the Pharmacy Students Association at Masters, the public relations officer. I became the professional and leadership director of the Rotary Club of Mast, and many other small positions of leadership. Serving in all these positions in a span of less than 14 months taught me that it only takes an ambitious and willing heart to selflessly give and benefit the community. In the 34th Guild government, I served as the GRC Secretary of Floor 4, where I constantly lobbied for DSTV subscription, washroom repairs, indoor repairs, and day-to-day supervision of the constituency register and welfare. However, I felt my abilities were not supposed to be locked to my constituency. I could do much more and benefit all, and also expose myself to more challenges and learning opportunities. So I approached the GRCs in bigger positions, the ministers, the president, the speaker, and constantly asked them how I could serve, how I could help, how I could be of use. In one way or another, I simped or kind of begged them to help me, to give me an opportunity to serve, and became, so that I do not become just a mere GRC secretary, but I also be of use to the general public. I was able to be part of the Mast Guild website team. I was able to be part of the team that was welcoming the freshers. I was able to be part of the Health Week team. I was able to become part of the Students Trust Fund team. I was able to organize the PWDs workshop with the Minister of PWDs. We launched an environment club here. I was part of the team that amended the Constitution as a next member of the committee, and a lot more that I cannot mention here. As I conclude, I would like to remind us, dear GRCs, my speech was mainly written to inspire us and tell us that much as a GRC or a GRC secretary here was not given a ministry, much as you are not able to be considered by the guild president for one reason or another, you can still be of use and of importance to your community and to mass at large. The position is not permanent. It simply gives you a momentum and a platform to learn and to serve. The lessons and impact that you have on the people that you serve is permanent. So be good to those you love and be generous to strangers. Respect those in power. Allow me to end with a quick quote from my mentor, which he told me when I was coming to campus, and he told me, don't serve to get money. We've been told again and again that the regime we're going to serve in does not have money. And I'll tell you, I was sharing recently with a friend, and I told them, if the guild was to pay me all the money that I owe them, it's about 1 million in total, because I've really served them, even when there are promises for a return or the allowances that I was not paid. But my father, my mentor, told me, don't serve to get money, but rather become a valuable person, and the money shall flow to where there is value. I pledge to serve and to have an open door, like our dear Deputy Dean and the Vice Chancellor said, to have an open door as the Guild Speaker of the 35th Guild House, and be dedicated not just as a leader, but as a servant to you all. It's my prayer and plea that as the 35th Guild House, we stand in unity, committed to serve with transparency and inclusivity, as we forge a path towards a better, brighter, and more prosperous future for our guild. Together, we can empower each other, we can empower everyone to their full potential. In solidarity, Anyine Jonathan, the sharp-tongued guy, 35th Guild Speaker. Thank you. I'm very sorry, I prepared quite a long speech, but it was really meant to outline the fact that you can serve the university, you can serve the country in whatever position you get. And I think it is very important. Thank you so much. At this point in time, I'm quite certain my guild president could not have prepared a similar, but he will tell us that is his way. I would like to invite our guild president to give his acceptance speech. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. Before I could say anything, I am not here to serve alone. I would love to invite the newly sworn in Vice President and Deputy Speaker, rather Deputy Prime Minister, who is standing in for the Prime Minister, to be here with me as we go through this. Our patron, the Dean of Students, the woman member of Parliament for Rampara District, here with us. Outgoing Guild President, outgoing Speaker, Right Honorable Speaker, Cabinet members around, Honorable GRC members, a very good evening to all of us. 28th of July this year saw most students elect their guild representative councillors and their secretaries. The 4th of August saw us through the guild presidential election. And I would love to take this opportunity to congratulate you, honorable members, upon the success already registered. I take the same opportunity to congratulate the President Emeritus and the Cabinet and the GRC House at large, I mean the 34th Guild House, upon finishing this regime successfully with all those achievements. Quite different from my speaker, something I have prepared is noted on 4 key points. 1, the decorum of camaraderie and teamwork. Then 2, the role of students and student leaders in shaping the university. And 3, an eye-opener that I'm going to give us. Well, in the pages of history, we find inspiration from those who came before us, the pioneers and leaders who have shaped the course of the Massed Student Guild through their unwavering dedication to the students' interests. And now is our time to take on the mantle, to hold the cow, to hold the bull by its horns, and we lead the institution to the next level. And I would love that we carry on and we progress forward and leave a legacy that the future generations will proudly inherit. Today, as we gather here to mark the beginning of our regime, I am reminded of the profound strength that lies in unity, cooperation, and teamwork. Our journey forward is not a solitary one, and it is a collective effort that requires us to come together, setting aside our differences and working hand in hand for the good of the entire students' fraternity. And my humble plea to everyone here is that we join hands together, regardless of the differences that we could have had as colleagues, and we work together for the betterment of the students' fraternity. Cooperation is the cornerstone upon which great achievements are built. and I have to believe that, I have grown to understand that when we put our resources, ideas, and talents together, we unlock the boundless potential within us and with the people that initially thought are not capable. And that is why we are here. Amidst the financial constraints that we are facing, as noted by the administrators and as noted by the Guild President Emeritus, we should not give up and we must not stumble. This is the word that I'm giving you. We are not here to stumble, but we are here to put a challenge that the next generations are going to take a long time to put down. And it's the right time for us to embrace lobbying, because that's the way to go. It's the time for us to look at cost-effective projects and we develop them and bring them to the interest of every other person out there in the community so that they can come together with us and we develop our interests as students. This house is very much blessed with smart brains, and all the 86 GRC and GRC secretaries, I must say, they are creme la creme. And among them, we have already gotten people who have started identifying the doables, and I'm really glad that we are already doing that. And I can assure you that we were actually waiting for this momentous epoch to kickstart the ideas that people have in their minds, and we rather bring them from dreams and bring them to reality. I, Chiemba Musa, am excited to work with everyone here, and at the end of the regime, we shall have achieved as a team. Before I can leave the podium, the Vice Chancellor, who has left for another occasion, talked about the Guild account. And I'm quite sure there is no person who is passionate about getting an independent Guild account like me. And it's good that he is ready to help us, and the assurance that I'm giving you guys is we can achieve this, and the future generations shall never suffer, but they shall live to rejoice because of our sweat that we shall have invested. Finally, I would love to put this across. All the 86 GRC members, by GRC members I mean Guild Representative Council members, be it GRC and GRC secretaries. I am very much excited to work with you, regardless of whether you were blessed by the Lord to get a cabinet position or not. And I will have to say this: there are 14 positions which we cannot divide among 86 members, but rather just get the few that are going to spearhead, and we are not departing from them. but we are joining them and we achieve a journey together. That we shall at one point come here and chant over. As I leave the podium, I want to apologize for the delays that we could have made. It wasn't my making. And I am sure that all of us here know that I was in touch with quite a number of stakeholders to make sure that you are transported here. However, as I was arranging other things, the transportation means that I arranged left me behind. So I had to improvise and get private means. And as I was coming, a cyclist who was having a passenger collided with the vehicle that I was in. And humanity being the very first thing, we had to first rush them to the very near health facility and have their lives saved. And I believe it was really for a good cause. I thank you so much, comrades. We are ready to kickstart the operation, and this regime shall be lived. It shall be remembered that it will have achieved a lot of things. I thank you so much.
Thank you so much, His Excellency the President, the current President of MUST Guild. At this point, the next part of the agenda is having the awarding. So I'd like to invite the chairperson of the Electoral Commission that just organized the recent elections. I believe we would like to award his Electoral Commission first, and then we shall have the rest of the awarding and handover of the instruments of power. And then we shall depart after that. We request our dear members of the big table to stand up, and when they read your name for a certificate, you come and shake the hands of the big people standing here.
So you can start.
Let's have Akudo Dominic.
Relief advisor. Congratulations. Yeah. Who's the camera person?
Ahirwe Nicholas and Barija Darius. Barija Darius.
Congratulations. You should have got some because you can't before it is there. You should have got a photograph for yourselves.
It's Alinda Samuel.
Yes. You can start from here and then we see if there's the camera that's showing your face.
Alinda Samuel. Next, followed by Amumuza Precious.
Alinda, well done.
Alindaje Mercy Melody, picked by Nagawa Helena.
Masa seems to be a workhorse. She was also commissioned in your time. You got a workhorse. Yeah.
Akudo Dominic, picked for Mary Mercy. Nicholas to pick for
somebody might start questioning what your name is.
Mushawe Thomas. Okay. The next.
Okay.
Vice chairperson.
Oh. Maybe you're going to come in the middle and receive yours. Right. Okay.
Pictures.
Oh, somebody forgot you. Okay. Thank you very much. So for the guild, she and you cannot give the guild. Yes.
Yes, as they bring the certificates for the guild members, kindly let's clap for the electoral commissioners for the good work they have done.
secretary can receive on behalf of the rest.
Certificates like this and have a picture. All the certificates and have this.
What do we read out for everybody here? Read out the names for everybody, otherwise how can you share it? Read out for everybody so people can know who says what.
Yeah, the following certificates are for the Sports Union Council. Yeah, the first certificate goes to the chairperson of Sports Union, Nakayenga Stella Vicky. The second one goes to the General Secretary, Sports Union, Naku Immaculate Kawesa. And the third one goes to the Finance Secretary, Sports Union, yet almost. Yeah, the rest are for the faculty representatives. I think I'll receive on their behalf since the majority need time.
We are going to have a few GRCs representing the Guild Council. I am Mukama Kenneth, Nasasra Dennis. The ones who are around can step forward.
And the Guild Speaker will receive on their behalf. On behalf of the rest.
All right. I know him as Martha, followed by Ahumuza Precious Robin.
Now, this category.
Speaker's office.
Yes.
So what's the Speaker's office?
Yes.
Okay.
Shade Thomas.
Let's have the Vice President, see him at the board. Okay, this is for the Guild Speaker, Makwatansa Jordan.
And lastly, His Excellency, the Guild President, Nasasra B. Clinton.
other certificates for the executive members, they are going to be received from our office. The Vice Chancellor had not yet signed. Okay. Not yet signed. Thank you so much.
Yes, that's speech.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are very thankful for your patience and for your participation. And this has been a unique handover and swearing ceremony where we have received a parent amidst us, a senior leader in government, an expert in parliamentary affairs, because the GRC definitely is going to be doing a lot of debating. You may possibly need to invite her another time so that she can give you a few clues on how from here you can transfer your expertise to the higher house where she is. Our honorable member of parliament for Rwampara district, who is also a parent at this university. It is only right that we don't miss her words of wisdom now that we are lucky to have her in our midst. Honorable member, you can address the young generation.
Thank you so much. The outgoing and the incoming guild executive, our Vice Chancellor, Dean of Students, all students present here. It's an honor and a pleasure for me. I had thought I would just sneak in quietly, but it's also important that I share a word or two with you. And I am Mole Asimwe, woman representative for Rwampara district in the parliament, in the 11th parliament of Uganda. I came purposely for my daughter Daisy. I was supposed to be here when she's sworn in, but I was at a funeral of the late Bishop George Dubesigwa, and I couldn't run away before I give a speech. I am very excited, and from the moment I entered this place, I felt nostalgic. I wished I could rewind my life to be at your stage in life and at your stage in your academic endeavor. Being a university student is one of the best things that can happen to any young person. If all of you were to reflect, you must have belonged to big classes from primary, fewer continued to secondary, from secondary fewer continued here and other universities. And that cannot be taken for granted. Now, to make it even better, I must say I was thrilled by your, can I have your audience please? By your, the gentleman's speech, the speaker, because she seemed deliberate. Right from the word go, he was deliberate. He wanted to arrive here earlier because he wanted to have an edge over other freshers, because if he came here earlier, you'd find he already knows where to find what. And when he managed to do that, he became the chief fresher. And that already now put him on the guild executive, and so he was already exposed to the mandate of the guild, and long story short, he became the guild speaker. So I wanted to start from that point. In life, if you are not deliberate, if you just think that every day starts with the sunrise and ends with a sunset, and you do not make any deliberate move in your life. If you go to school because your parents can pay school fees, or you take a course because that's what was offered to you, and you just continue in life like that, you will be the ordinary person. But if you want to stand out, if you want to be different, if you want to be an achiever, you must be deliberate. My words this evening are going to be few, but if there is any word that I want you to take from here, is to be intentional and deliberate about whatever you are doing. Even the usual routine activities, if they may be called routine because they are repeated, but the person who does them deliberately will achieve more than the person who just does them routinely. What am I saying? If you start from the word go, the very first semester of your academic year, and you say, I want to get a first-class degree, you will do what? You will get it. Because you say, I want to get a first-class degree, you write what it takes to get it, and you move according to that. But don't think that you will just move and do everything the way everyone does it, and you will end with a first-class degree. So I want to ask that the members of MUST who attended the swearing-in ceremony of 2023-2024 Guild executives are going to be deliberate in whatever they will be doing. Be deliberate in how you dress. Be deliberate in what you do. Be deliberate even how you do it. At your age, the biggest temptation is to act like any other. You ask someone, why are you dressed like this? But Mom, that's what everyone is doing. That's the trend. Don't be everyone. Be you. Be what? Be you. Actually set out to be different. Set out to be different, set out to be deliberate, set out to be you, the unique you. If God wanted everyone to be the same, he would have done it. But even twins, they have different thumbprints. That means God's original intention is that every human being is different, deliberate, and intentional. This crowd behavior is a result of the fall. I am a bit religious. This doing things because others are doing them. And when it comes to students, that's how you find, back in the days, we would have strikes. I went to Makerere University. And then people would start running, students. And you meet them, why are you running? Yeah, you be there asking, we are all running. You be asking, where are? But who are you running from? Tuja kumanyireyo. You just run, you just strike, you just refuse, you just do things. My prayer is that the students before me this evening will not just do things. They will stop and question themselves. Must I do that? Do I really need to? And in 3 years' time, you send me a WhatsApp message and tell me, thank you for warning me. Resist from being a crowd. Resist from doing things because others are doing them. Be deliberate. be yourself, achieve the goal which is tailored to yourself that brought you here. May God bless you.
Yes, thank you so much, our dear guest of honor, the MP of Rampara. The last two items on the program today, we are going to have handover of the instruments of power and the files, and after that we shall have cut caking and depart. Cake cutting. Sorry, my apologies. I realize it's actually the third time I'm making the same mistake in front of a crowd. Alright. It's another way of catching the crowd. Thank you. Alright, kindly the president, the guild president emeritus, now I believe you're now an old man in the office. Kindly bring on your files or instruments of power and hand them over to the new and the incoming guild president. And you shall have a picture. All right. Let us have since we have the vice president, yes, we can have the vice president hand over to the prime minister first. Thank you. Let the prime minister, the outgoing prime minister, hand over to the incoming prime minister. Yes. Yes, so since we don't have an appointed prime minister, the guild president and the deputy prime minister shall receive the office from the outgoing office of the prime minister. Thank you. Let's kindly pause for a photo as we receive the instruments of power. Vice President. Yes, next on we shall invite the outgoing vice president to hand over to the incoming vice president. Guys, let's kindly, honorables, let's clap for these people. It's quite a big burden to take on some of these offices. Today when I was choosing my attire, I chose the heaviest coat in my wardrobe because of the occasion. It's not easy, really. I hope it is a coincidence that both the outgoing and the incoming vice presidents have 4 eyes. And I hope I'm not the only one that noticed. At this point in time, I would like to invite my senior. Oh, yes. I would like to invite the outgoing deputy speaker to hand over instruments of power to the incoming deputy speaker. Let's kindly clap for them. Yes, and I'd also like to invite the outgoing, the Right Honorable Speaker of the 34th Guild House to hand over instruments of power. The old is gone and the new has come. And I believe this gentleman, I had a chat with him after I'd been elected into power, and he told me his file is filled with very important documents that he hopes I make good use of. Lastly but not least, and maybe most excitingly, I'd like to invite the outgoing guild president to hand over instruments of power to the incoming, to the sworn-in 35th Guild President, His Excellency Chemba Musa. Say a word or two, say a word or two as well.
Well done, President Emeritus.
All right. With the power entrusted in me as the 35th Guild Speaker, I would like to announce that this meeting has come to an end. Yes, I've ended the meeting because the cake cutting is a social event, so kindly the cameras, the people of Beit, thank you very much for the services. Thank you. Yes, the last part of the meeting is more of a social event, so kindly the outgoing GRCs come